Okay, in 4.6 with scatter plots, we took some time to look at the three types of correlations that are possible. Now what we're going to do is make one and then see what correlation we have after making them. So what I want you to do is practice making a scatter plot with this activity, and then you'll be deciding if there's a positive, negative, or no correlation in the scatter plot. So this first scatter plot is on the first activity I want you to do with it. There's actually three, so be sure that you get this worksheet here. So it says scatter plots at the top. There is a back side to it, but make sure that you have it turned to this side that says scatter plots. We're going to construct a scatter plot for each set of data, and then we're going to describe what kind of relationship, if any, is shown. So plain and simply, what you have is you have a couple of t-tables here, and we're going to just plot points. And so I have mine graph all set over here, and it's all ready there for in your worksheet. And what we do is, first of all, is we plot the points, and then we look to see if there's a correlation. As you do this, you need to do a couple of things that I'm going to do. Like the first point here is 19,300. So I'm going to put a dot there just to remind myself I've already done that one. So this helps me keep track of where I'm at. I go to 3, 19,300 is going to be pretty close to that 20,000 line, and put a dot there. 9, 5,200. 9, 5,200 is just above that line. 5, $11,700. It's going to be about there. 10, 3,450. It's going to be below this line, just a little over halfway. There it goes. 1, $24,995. Can't they just say $5 more and keep it easy for 25,000? But I guess not. Okay, so 7, 10,850. 7, 10,850 is going to be just a little above that line. 3, 15,775. 3, 15, 775, probably about there. And then 10, 7,830. It's going to be a little over halfway between 5,000 and 10,000. And then 2 and 21,950. So that's about there. Now, if you haven't been doing this with me, or if you need to, pause the video here. Why don't you get that first column done like I have so it looks like mine? If you're okay with watching the rest of the video, that's fine. Go right ahead and watch it till the end, and then you can do the graph. All right, so let's go to the second column. Year 1, 22,750. It's just about halfway between. So that's going to be about there. 8, 5,790. 8, 5,000, it's about 790 is there. 4, 12,600. Just over halfway. 7, okay, $6,999. Let's see here. About there. 6, 9,995. So that's just below the 10,000 line. There. And then we have 2, $24,500. 2, $24,500 is going to be just below that line. 5, 13,000. 5, 13,000 is a little over halfway between 10,000 and 15,000. 4, $14,995. That is right below that 15,000 line. And then 8, 9,500. 8, 9,500 is going to be just a touch below the 10,000 line. Now I have all the dots plotted on my graph. Let's look at the graph. Do I see a correlation where all the dots are going up, or all the dots going down, or do we just have a big old mess? And that's why it would be called a scatter plot. Is it a big old mess? No, actually, what I have is I have a scatter plot with a negative correlation because the dots are going down from left to right. Dots are going down from left to right. So then what I will do on my paper is I'm going to write right next to that graph, I'm then going to just simply put that there's a negative correlation. So I'll just say negative right here. That we have a negative correlation graph, and that's all I need to put on my paper. So there you go. We take our dots one at a time, plot them on our graph. We look for the correlation. This one happens to be a negative because the dots go down. If the dots were all kind of in a row going up, I'd say positive. If they were scattered all over the place and a messy type of graph, I'd say no correlation. All right, you go ahead and finish the rest of the worksheet.